What if 107 days could change everything? Your destiny, your identity, your legacy. That's what happened to Kamala Harris in 2024. In 107 days, she invites us inside the whirlwind, the heartbreak, and the lessons of leading under pressure. I'm Your Name, and welcome to Distilled Audiobooks, where we unpack big ideas fast. Today, we're diving into 107 Days by Kamala Harris, a memoir of rapid transition, bold decisions, and unexpected consequences. Lesson 1. From Vice President to Presidential Candidate, The Shift. The story begins July 21, 2024, the day President Biden surprised the nation by withdrawing from the re-election race. Overnight, Harris found herself thrust to the front as the Democratic nominee. This abrupt shift left little runway. Only 107 days to introduce herself to voters, to reshape expectations, and to build trust under intense scrutiny. Harris describes how campaign infrastructure, donor networks, staff alignment, all had to be created or adapted in real time. The challenges were logistical, psychological, and relational. The pressure of a short timeline amplified every misstep, every delay, and every miscommunication. Yet it also forced clarity. There was no time for ambiguity or indecision. Lesson 2. Tensions in the partnership, the Biden-Harris dynamic. A major thread in 107 Days is Harris's evolving critique of the Biden campaign structure. She argues that his staff often saw her rise as a threat, dampening her influence and sidelining her in strategic decisions. In her telling, there was a sense of zero-sum thinking. If she shone, others perceived Biden dimmed. That tension surfaced not just behind the scenes, but in media narratives, internal power plays, and campaign messaging. She grapples with her loyalty to Biden, as well as frustration that his decision to run, despite concerns about his stamina and age, was left entirely to him, a choice she later labels reckless. This relationship dynamic became a source of internal conflict. When do you support your leader, and when do you push back? For Harris, part of her growth in those 107 days was learning where to lean in and where to walk away. Lesson 3. Hard choices in a tight timeline. With so little time, Harris had to make tough, strategic decisions. One notable example, her selection of a running mate. Harris shares that her first choice was Pete Buttigieg, a man she regarded highly, but she believed the combination, a black woman and a gay man, was a political risk the country wasn't prepared to accept. She instead chose Tim Walz, the Minnesota governor. She scrutinizes that decision and admits to moments of second-guessing, especially when she watched Walz's debate moments fall short of expectations. Harris also reflects on self-inflicted campaign errors. Her appearance on The View, where she blanked when asked what she would have done differently from Biden, was a major misstep. She calls it a hand grenade moment, one that opponents would exploit. These episodes show that in compressed timelines, mistakes echo louder. You must temper instinct with strategy, message with discipline. Lesson 4. Emotional toll, identity, and resilience. The campaign was more than strategy. It was deeply personal. Harris reveals moments of emotional exhaustion, nights of self-doubt, strained marriage conversations, and the weight of representation as the first black woman nominated by a major party. On her birthday, for example, expectations clashed with reality. She had hoped for something special, but both were too drained to manage it. That raw moment anchors the memoir's emotional honesty. She also confronts perceptions of authenticity and scriptedness. Critics often accused her of being overly rehearsed. Harris insists it was discipline, not inauthenticity, a defense she revisits in 107 Days. Throughout, she leans on supporting relationships, family, close advisors, spiritual reflection, to sustain her resolve. She shows that resilience isn't a solo act. It's co-created with people who care when the public glare is too bright. Lesson 5. The narrative left unresolved, learning in ambiguity. Unlike many memoirs that offer neat closure, 107 Days remains open-ended. Harris doesn't claim full mastery or simplification of what went wrong. She names errors, conflicts, and unanswered questions. She critiques both luck and structure. The inherent unfairness of such a compressed campaign, the inertia of political institutions, and the constraints of loyalty. That ambiguity is a lesson in itself. Sometimes leadership doesn't resolve into a single narrative. The real work is learning while outcomes are still in motion. Harris invites her audience not just to judge her journey, but to dialogue with it, to see politics as messy, human, and potentially generative even in failure. Powerful takeaway. In just 107 days, Kamala Harris walked through fire. She was forced to pivot, to argue for her own leadership, to admit mistakes, and to live before a national audience. But from that pressure, she offers a profound lesson. Growth often comes not from victory, but from the courage to engage when time is short and stakes are high. One sentence reflection. When the clock is your enemy, clarity, courage, and reflection become your greatest allies. Outro. Thank you for joining me on this journey through 107 days. I hope Harris's courage, self-reflection, and ambition inspire you. Whether you're leading a team, navigating transitions, or redefining your role. If you found value in this summary, please thumbs up, share repeat button, and subscribe bell to Distilled Audiobooks for more powerful insights and summaries. See you next time. Keep learning, leading, and growing.